With ES6 we can write arrow functions. These arrow functions are a bit different than regular functions. Okay, so let's begin by writing a simple regular function, and then we will try to convert it to arrow function, and we will learn more about arrow functions. Okay, so let's begin by writing a simple function. I'm going to call it greeting, and it will expect two arguments, in fact just one, message. Okay, and then it will simply return the alert with that message. So I'm using a template string, message, and we can write everyone. Okay, so if the argument comes as good afternoon, it will simply alert good afternoon everyone, right? Simple. Now let's invoke this function. Let's give the argument of, let's say, good morning. Let's give it a try in the browser. Good morning everyone. So it works as expected. Now this function can be written in one line using arrow function. Okay, so let's do that. First let me assign it to a variable, greeting, and then arrow functions are like anonymous function without a name, right? So you begin with the parentheses for the arguments. So you don't need the function keyword to create arrow functions. Okay, you begin with parentheses and then you return whatever you like to return. Now the argument that we are taking is message, right? So this will be here. This is what we are returning, right? So this will be here, and that is all we need. So this function can be written using arrow function in one line, like so. Now if it is just one argument, you don't even need the parentheses. What if you have more than one argument? So in that case you would need the parentheses, and then you would add more arguments. But if it is just one argument, you don't need the parentheses. Now you also must have noticed that we are not using the return keyword here. That's because with arrow functions, if it is just one statement that you are returning, then you don't need the return keyword. So this is just one statement we are returning, right? So we don't need the return keyword. Okay, so let me comment this out. Now in this example, I'm going to have multiple if statements. Okay, so let's create this arrow function. Let's assign it to a variable, create blog. It will take the argument and it will return multiple statements. Okay, so the argument it will take will be title and body, and here it will have two statements. Okay, so the first statement will be the if statement. It will check if there is no title. Okay, so if there is no title, we want to throw an error. Throw new error object, and we can simply say a title is required. Okay, so in a similar way we can also check for body. So if the body is not there, then we can also throw new error. Body can't be empty. If we get title and if we get body as well, then we can return the blog. Okay, so return, and I'm going to use the template string. Okay, so return title dash body. Okay, now let's invoke this function, create blog. Let's try it like so without title and body. Let's see what we get. Refresh. As you can see, a title is required, so obviously that works. But let's say if we give the title and let's give the blog body as well. Let's alert. Okay, as you can see, we have the blog return. Okay, so the point here is if you have more than one statement, you can use curly braces, you can use return keyword, but if it is just one statement, you don't need to do all this. Okay. So this is how you write arrow function in ES6. Now if there are no arguments, obviously you can get rid of this and you can simply have the parentheses. Okay. So if you're not expecting any arguments, you can just write it like so. Okay. And we can invoke this function and it works. Okay. So this is how arrow function simplifies things. Now there is one more thing you need to know about arrow functions, that is this keyword. Okay, so we're going to cover that in the next video. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.